We're here today to talk about real estate.
Hello and welcome back to the Real Estate Unlimited podcast. My name's Sarah Steinmetz.
Brian Shibby.
Carrie Steele.
Bill Jones.
And we're the Jones Home Team.
And this is episode 41. Today we've got, Brian's going to educate you here. He's got client education, all kind of handouts. If my computer will handle it, it's still recovering from the last podcast. I got a little bit of a NAR just changing everything. They just can't help themselves but
Always.
keep changing the rules.
They love it.
I don't.
Insane.
It's just nuts. They don't do anything forever, and then suddenly there's a million things. So now there's no commingling. That commingling rule is gone. So we'll get into what that might look like. Carrie's trying to sell you a nudist colony.
Let's
So
go.
we'll find out what the nudist colony stuff looks like. And if we got time, I got Warren Buffett warning you not to buy a house, I guess. So we'll get right into it. Shub, educate us here. Client education, NAR. So they're being helpful. I guess we'll start with that.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of point out a good resource for not only home buyers, sellers, and homeowners, but also real estate agents. So a lot of people, you know, whether you're buying a home, selling a home, or if you're a current homeowner, or if you're an agent yourself and maybe a client's asking you some questions, the National Association of Realtor does put out a bunch of handouts and pamphlets for clients and everybody for a resource. So you can obviously see there's 3 different categories there, and you can actually click
Is it
into
going to make me sign
them.
up for something here?
No, it shouldn't.
Buyer handouts. Let's see what happens.
So then if you scroll down, they have a bunch of different, it'd be on your left-hand side, Bill, 7 great reasons to own a home, 7
these are
reasons
all
to work
handouts?
with. Yeah, those are all individual handouts, or they're kind of little articles that you can just take a look at. Vocabulary, loans and lending terms, you know, just a bunch of great information here. So I really just wanted to kind of, you know, show you guys that. So that way, you know, if you do have questions, this is a great resource to actually go to and take a look at. So
we can share that link then, because it's nar.realtor. whatever. I don't know. How would the public ever find this? This is
I
like the
know.
thing that drives me crazy with them. They have this cool resource, but what buyer have you ever talked to or seller? Oh, I was on nar.com and found
Right.
Yeah.
a booklet, even though they
Go
spend
digging.
$40 million a year in marketing
Making 'em?
and making these things, and nobody seems to know about them. So handouts for sellers. I mean, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, then if you like I said, you can click on each one of those and it pulls up like a nice little.
Let's see.
Fancy.
5 things to do. Getting your house ready to sell.
You're gonna have to scroll down.
Yeah, maybe. Consider pre-home sale inspection, organize and clean, get replacement estimates, locate warranties, spruce up the curb appeals. That's all good advice. I mean, that's any good agent should be able to tell you all that then too. I love the warranties when you get like someone that's been there forever and they have the whole shoebox just full of all the things that nobody's ever going to look at.
Yep.
Right.
You know, but it is nice to have. It's like leaving the paint kind of thing. So that's cool. But again, I guess I don't know how Joe Blow Public, I guess listen to this. You can click on the link here. We'll try to include that below here and you can find these.
Or call your local lender or agent.
Yeah.
I mean, again, even as, you know, if we're not, I guess if a client's not interested in them and an agent, you know, a newer agent has some questions about something, I mean, again, it's a great resource for even them to take a look at and, you know, be able to offer advice to their clients.
So 8 reasons why to work with a realtor. Act as an expert guide. Offer objective information and opinions. Deliver property marketing power. Give you a sense of security. I feel safe when I'm around you, Brian. So that probably helps.
I know, right? I was
Nobody
like,
else does. Stand in your corner during negotiations. That's very important. Ensure up-to-date experience. Be your rock during emotional moments, which really is.
Oh, geez. Number 7.
I mean, that is.
Can we talk about number 7 for a minute?
Fair and ethical treatment, obviously. But yeah, the emotional moment. I mean, because seriously, how many times do we talk about that to where, you know, we're there for you, but to us, I like to look at it, it's a business transaction, you know, not for us, but for the client too. I mean, they can't look at it as what's the neighbor's going to think? Or, you know, I should sell to this family because of X, Y, Z. I mean, it's a huge financial decision.
I mean, and we even help walk through so many situations. I mean, divorces, estate situations. I mean, again, we're a good resource for, you know, to I guess be able to talk to, especially in that, you know, situation. We're almost kind of like counselors a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I immediately think hairstylist, because you go get your hair done.
Oh, that's
or
a great
buzz cut.
analogy.
How much are you talking outside of haircut or salon talk? And it can be very therapeutic.
Yeah.
But you're right. Can help take the emotion out of it then too. Just get a little more realistic with, you know, hey, Betty, I realize you're going through a terrible time right now, but, you know, this is important, you know what I mean, to really focus on I guess, the right thing.
Yep.
So, yeah, I like that. It's just, I don't know where you find it. Because everybody you search, I don't want to do it right now. I'll probably blow this thing up. But if you just search, 5 best reasons to hire an agent or should I hire an agent, it's going to be sales ads and Zillow trying to market you something, rocket.com throwing things at you. But this should be unbiased kind of handouts and good, useful information.
I mean, I feel like as far as like what you just said, as far as areas where to go, I mean, why would you not go to the the National Association of Realtors? That's what they do. So
I just think people don't think about that. They're immediate when you think of houses and online, you think of Zillow, and Rocket, and Realtor, and all those.
Here we go. We had how to pack like a pro, how to move with pets, new homeowners. I mean, that's kind of cool, really.
That is so cool. Yeah.
Well, we'll have to keep these in mind for future podcast topics when we're
Right.
running low. Not that we ever are. We had a million things to talk about.
Code to the security alarm. That's the Nest thermostats.
The security alarm's so important. The one day I had clients move into their new house. For some reason, alarm starts going off. I'm at an appointment, so like I missed the call. And she texted me. She's like, "Hey, this thing's buzzing at me." And I called, and they won't let me turn it off because I don't know the password, obviously. Because the other people never disabled it, so she ended up calling the other agent. Luckily, her sign was still outside and whatever. But
did the police show up?
No, it didn't go that far.
I've had that a bunch of times. I've had cops there several times. Well, you and I just did that commercial building. Remember, we were making signs there, and the alarm went off for like 30 minutes.
We just kept working right through it.
Yeah, we're just working. I'm like, well, I guess the cops will show up or they won't. So I don't know. All right, well, cool. I like that, Brian. That's we'll have to see if we can incorporate some of that info on our website then too, maybe make it a little more accessible. So all right, we'll save the nudist colony. We'll come back to that here in a second then, so you want to stick around for that. NAR, let's get into that. So they've made some big changes this year, of course, and I got just for the regular Bob and Betty home buyer, some of the stuff isn't directly affecting you, more affects us agents. I get some more agent talk than anything, but now they just came down with a no commingling rule. So what does that mean? I'm on the wrong thing here. Here, I got the wrong page pulled up here. I'll pull that one up there. No commingling. What's your guys' guess? What's commingling in real estate?
And
just put you on the spot.
Commingling of funds?
No. So there's that,
right.
but no, this is more for real estate websites. So commingling.
Oh, that would be like
would that be like
sharing
putting other people's properties on your website?
On mine.
Yeah, yep. So like FSBOs, like if you go to Zillow, they have like the 2 different tabs. They have the MLS listings, and then they have the for sale by owner tab. Now they're going to be able to put those together then just to make more of a seamless experience, which to me isn't the end of the world. But, if you're a real estate agent and you put stuff in the MLS, that then syndicates to Zillow, Realtor.com, Homes.com, all those things. But then now you will have the ability to put in a new construction that's not listed, a for sale by owner. Margaret wants to list her apartment on whatever. You can put all that stuff onto one website, where previously you could not commingle those different type of listings, which I guess, I don't know, just I kind of want to talk about this. Is that good or bad? I don't know, because it's, us, when we put something out there, we make sure it looks good. It's got good description, good pictures. There's valid information versus just some seller can put whatever the heck they want on their listing description.
Yeah,
and
put 2 pictures up there and and they look terrible.
Yes.
Well, and then that gets back into confidentiality and listing up houses that aren't actually being like listed for sale. It's just a scam.
Right.
But then also being properly, I think it should be distinctive to the outward user or whatever the user experience is. There should be a ticker or a tab or something at the top that says for sale by owner right straight away, or new construction or whatever, to decipher what it is. Because right now you have to scroll all the way down into junk to see what the MLS number, who has it listed, et cetera, because there's so much.
They purposely hide that
there's
almost.
so much stuff in there that unless you know what you're looking for, I did that with Bobby the other day. Like, how do you know that? Well, you got to go down to this part, this part right here and see what it says.
And the public is, how many agents do you get calling you from Zillow or Realtor.com? Or from, I need information or whatever. I'm trying to figure out what this listing is. And I'm like, well, look at it. So if the agents don't know, the general public's certainly not going to know.
Right.
So I don't know. There's kind of a lot to that. And that flows right into, like, they had their, the private listing policy shift, that whole thing like with Compass, so where a company can keep listings not on the MLS. I mean, these were like hard and fast rules forever. Clear cooperation, no commingling. Like that was just the law of the land for, I feel like, decades. Now suddenly they're just throwing all that out the window.
Just put everything together.
Yeah. Well, if it's not even, I don't know if they're throwing it out, but they're just making these workarounds so where companies can do this. So now maybe now this is adding everything in, but this other rule is now taking things away. So maybe the listings won't be on every website. It'll only be on, just to pick on them, Compass, because they're a real advocate for this, only on Compass's website. But then you go on Zillow. Zillow's now excluding Compass's their things because they are exclusive, but now they're combining for sale by owners, and it just
money
seems
grab.
like,
It's
I
literally
don't know, it's
a money
just
grab.
nuts. I don't know
Sounds
how
like a
any of this,
disaster.
it doesn't make any of it easier for, again, going back to if us agents get confused, what does the person that buys a home twice in their life, how do they navigate all that?
Yeah.
Just makes it super hard. So then there was something else they had a change with. I don't even remember what it was. There was another change with something with discrimination. I can't even think of what it was. Not like you suddenly can discriminate, but there was some other big shift with that and a multi-decade policy shift. So I don't know. So they have nice handouts. I see that, Brian. You got good handouts they're putting out there, but other than that, there's really no clear direction on.
Maybe they hired too many when all of the changes were happening last August, and now they need something for them to do.
Yeah,
So they're just trying to fill time.
Here's the thing.
Right.
Whether it's a board of directors, National Association of Realtors, Zillow, whatever, those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. So if you don't know what's going to happen, cause and effect, then you're just going to put all of these things out there and be like, we're going to do this, especially newbies that have no idea about the industry, no idea about cause and effect. And they're like, this is a good idea. And everybody's like, oh yeah, what a fresh perspective. And then they just tanked 12 of the other things.
Yes.
That is why.
Yeah, the unintended consequences from everything like that.
Yes.
So to sum up, about 8 different websites or different pages they had on there. So the hot takes ahead. First, NAR says listings can mix with everything. Now they say some listings don't have to hit the MLS at all. That's not just a crack in the system, it's a seismic shift. Compass called this a victory for sellers, but let's be real, it's also a power move to retain exclusivity and control over inventory, which, again, I guess there's a pro to it. I don't know. Again, I don't mean to keep picking on Compass, but they're the ones really ringing that bell for it. So luxury and high-end profile sellers want privacy, which I could see that in that instance. If I live in downtown New York or Los Angeles and I've got a $20 million property, maybe I don't want my priceless Ming vases and, artwork to be
on Zillow
all over the place, maybe. But for hometown America, the other 99.9% of us, I just don't know why that's a thing. Our little house on Main Street, does it really need to have a private exclusive listing that only we can show?
Right.
I don't know. So the luxury high-end private thing, so it gives Compass a similar firm's way to keep high-end listings in-house, no longer triggering, MLS penalties. So how does this a change? Expect more pocket listings or private listings, especially in high-end markets. Exclusive inventory becomes competitive advantage for certain brokerages. So again, if you're that brokerage that has, we've got all $20 million high-end movie star homes, I guess that's awesome. You take it if you can get it, but for most of us, I don't know how you really, can even compete with that or keep that there, be relevant in that category. And reduces visibility and transparency and adds tension. So, of course, so the MLSs don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to handle all this stuff. I mean, it literally says that. They're not sure where their role is, and is it no longer really a universal clearinghouse for information. So I don't know. If us agents don't know where to go, I don't know how they expect the public to know where to go. So I guess just go to every website there is now. And
yeah, it's just making everyone's life way harder.
Right. So I don't know. I have obviously no solution to it. I'm just.
But why do they keep fixing
we're just here to
things
be a
that
bitch
aren't
about it. So
this is not just real estate. This is every industry. This is every career. This is every why complicate things? Just strip back the BS and just.
Right.
If it ain't broke, don't fix
right.
it. I keep going back to
Sure.
that. There are things that work just fine, but you have to stay new. You have to stay relevant. You have to be cutting edge. You have to be. The whole reason that somebody goes to, name it, whatever, McDonald's or whatever, is that consistency and that, they know what to expect. They know that there's going to be somebody at the register. They know there's going to be a certain color. They know and now you're changing everything about it. You're changing the menu. You're changing the prices. You're changing the kiosk. You're changing the colors. Why? McDonald's worked as McDonald's because it was McDonald's.
Sure.
And now you're just, I don't want to say, demolishing the brand, but.
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep up with the times. I mean, the world changes. We got to be okay with that.
Sure.
But yeah, you're right. You wreck the whole system.
The entire industry had a huge change anyways.
Right.
Not even a year ago. Some breathing room would be nice.
Sure. Which I think, devil's advocate, I ultimately feel that's a good thing. The August 17th buyer agreement thing is good for everybody in the end. But then why just keep throwing the wrecking ball at everything.
It's hard to keep up with when everything's changing all the time.
Yeah. And call a spade with that stuff. If you're just like, you know what, we're not doing clear cooperation, we're not making everybody put it in there, then just do it. But no, they're just like, oh, no, this is just a special circumstance workaround. Well, no, you just gutted the whole rule. If we can just say everything's a, I don't know, I'll get off my high horse with that.
Gray areas. So, everybody loves gray areas.
Yeah, then it definitely makes them gray. But I guess I'll just finish with that. I'm sad for the consumer because if I'm a buyer, I think the world hasn't changed much yet, but I really do feel like it's going to get harder and harder when brokerages start trying to keep everything in their sandbox. It's going to get really hard to find every
right
property
buyer.
that's for sale. And then you start throwing in the FSBOs and all the stuff in there, which maybe isn't a bad thing. You know, we want to have all the options for people, maybe having them on the same spot, but I don't know. I don't know how to fix any of it. So if you guys are looking for the answer, I don't know. We'll just keep complaining about it. Carrie, what? So you've got...
Let's get nude.
Let me see here. Okay. So if you're in the market for a 42 plus acre nudist resort nestled in the serene natural environment, Carrie's got something to sell you here, maybe then. So
do you have the link?
If you need an idea, I'm going to pull it up here so everybody can see. It is in. Where's
well,
that?
It's not
Georgia?
really mine. I mean,
it's not Carrie. To be clear, it's not Carrie's listing, but she would love to sell it to you.
I wish it was though.
I mean, how does that work for showing? Do you call ahead and say we have a family that like to come look and their child's 8? Like, can you put some clothes on? Or
I feel like if you have an 8-year-old, you might not be checking this one.
I mean, hey, you know.
So for the discount price of $1.8 million, you can buy Cedar Hollow Road in Cleveland, Georgia. So your estimated monthly payments only a whopping $11,000. You know.
So they have some short-term rentals there, also. So not only is it the the club or the lodge,
I'm scared to click on the pictures. There's 54 pictures. What are we going to see? I don't know what's going to happen.
It's public facing, and
I don't know. With all these rule changes, Carrie, with the NAR rule on nudist colonies, we don't know. So
this makes me think. Have you ever watched Sex and the City? There's the one scene where the girls all go to the sauna and Charlotte's like all scared about being naked and everyone else is naked, and she looks at the other girls and she goes, I bet they grew up in a naked house. Like that's
naked house.
Like that's like normal to be naked.
Hey, it looks pretty nice.
I just want those
how
seats
they get this place
wet.
empty. Yeah,
like,
that's gross.
Off.
Oh, I didn't even think about it.
Right?
That just made my skin crawl.
Yes, right. It gives a whole. They should have
and
hand
the
wash
soap.
stations
What are you supposed
everywhere.
to do with the sofa, Bill?
Gosh.
Yeah, oh god, there's sofas. Look at that. Oh,
well, maybe that's
horrible.
an area where you have to wear your clothes.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Let's pray.
Let's pray. And eating and pool and hot tub.
There's pools around this place.
Yeah,
you got to keep everything clean. What do they say about swim season? It's the official bathing season.
What do they need laundry for?
It counts.
Right? if there's no clothes, I guess just as you're coming in, going out,
linens,
towels,
bed sheets.
Swimming
pool.
pool.
Looks like a nice place.
Poolside pavilion, RV sites, the clubhouse and pool area, community dining room, primitive camping sites, and the hot tub. And then the resort offers long-term and short-term rentals with the option of 6 fully equipped cabins, 6 RV sites, 27 30-amp RV sites, 3 pop-up camper sites, and 2 separate primitive camping fields. So I assume not 2 tent sites, but 2 whole fields where you could tent camp. In the nude.
That's wild.
It's already fun to sleep in a
mosquitoes
tent.
are terrible enough.
I
can't imagine being in a nudist
But you're
place.
in Georgia, too, so it's like swampy and hot and mosquitoes and snakes and black widows and good times.
There you go. The laundromat is not very big. They don't do a lot of laundry there, apparently.
That's actually really funny.
I don't know. How in the world did you find that?
She was in the market.
You got clients working for weird things?
Okay, so I do have a good story. I'm glad that you asked that. So when the kids were little, the 3 of the 5, when they were, I'll say under 14, because they were young, we went to Florida, and we were going along the East Coast, and it was north of Orlando and south of Jacksonville, somewhere in that vicinity.
You took a wrong turn and ended up here? Or?
Maybe it was Miami. We went so many times to Florida, but we were on the East Coast. And I am like a Google Mapser, so I'm going to look into stuff that's off the beaten path. So I don't want to go to the most popular beach.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, it's cool to see it, but if I'm going to enjoy something, I don't want there to be a million other people. So I find this really cool, secluded area. I'm like, Bob, I was like, this place is amazing. Look at this. Look at the beaches and everything. And so we pull up and we start walking. and there was a sign that said something about clothing optional past this point.
Oh,
something,
man.
I'm like, wait a minute. So I Googled it, and it said nude beach. And
Kids, close your eyes.
Family to the nude beach.
Oh, man. That's awesome.
Oh my lord.
So you didn't bring any pictures to share with us from that?
No. We got right back in the car, and
That would happen.
out
I
of
think
there.
because we're old enough to know, so they're just like hysterical, like we should just go, or no, we're good, we're good.
All right, so if you're moving to Georgia, well, you'd have to get licensed quick in Georgia, but for 1.8 million, it might be worth it.
I mean, it's a niche market.
Yeah,
like that's something that you
because
might
there's
have.
agents that do commercial property.
Oh, get this. Let me ask you this: what percentage of people, adults
Do we have a
surveyed?
fun fact?
Yes.
Okay.
What percentage of people say that they're nudists or that they're
Oh,
okay
God, it's
with
gotta
like?
be
I'm gonna go like
What percent? I don't know where
percentage
this was.
of American adults.
American adults,
that-
we'll just say.
that are
I don't
nudist.
know. I don't know. Did they ask in California? Did they ask in Ohio? I don't know.
Right.
It's just what percentage.
So I think
of-
like in Europe, it's a lot more common.
We'll say in
I mean,
America, adults
okay.
over 18, how many say that they're comfortable with nudity to the fact that they call themselves a nudist?
15%.
I gotta be like 2%. That seems high to me.
I don't know. You would think, but
But you don't know what people do behind closed doors.
Right, but they call
20.
themselves a nudist.
20?
You know what I mean?
20.
Like full on.
Statistically, they said 14%.
she's
Oh,
close.
You
yeah.
get a candy bar.
Yeah, that's what. There's no way.
Sierra only knows that because she might identify as
I'm
that.
like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
part of
Yeah.
this.
I mean, listen.
She's like, I was a
So there's
survey.
4 of us here. So
I
that's
had to
it.
actually think
Yeah.
about it. I'm like, am I? Like, what
All right, there's 6 of us in the room. That means that one of us is a nudist. Which one is it?
It's Sierra.
Yes.
All
So
I'm saying is
one-
knock before you come over.
Yeah, someone needs to fess up then.
Oh
So
my God.
there's
So
no
you're the
way.
reason they make that the rug for the front door that says knock, I might not have pants on.
Oh my
Are you
Lord.
the
Wait,
reason
no,
for
that's
that rug?
honestly so true. Like, I live alone.
That's
fair.
awesome. Oh, geez.
I mean, I live by a school, so I have to be someone.
Well, you can't be the naked neighbor.
I can't be the naked neighbor.
So you were just talking about the garbage guy's cat calling you. Is that, so there you go. It's all. We've got it figured
All
out now.
comes full
So
circle.
yeah, it does. So
How big is your laundry room?
oh, jeez.
She don't have one.
All right. On that note, we'll touch this here real quick then. So Warren Buffett I lost my article here though. Oh, real quick, I forgot about this Zillow. Now they're already, so get ready if you're going back to our previous topic. If you're not putting your listing on the MLS, they started sending out warnings.
Oh
so
my gosh.
yep, we talked about that several episodes ago to where they're going to ban your listing then. So what if Carrie, if you have a private listing, just to pick on you, and Zillow finds out about it, it will never go on Zillow. So they would have to relist with a different agent before it ever.
I guess how would Zillow find out?
I don't know how they're. I'm sure they're just hoping people just narc on each other, like
Yeah.
just be
There'll be some of
snitches and just. I know there will be. I'm sure there will be.
I mean, that would kind of piss me off.
right?
Like,
Yeah, yep, for sure. Because the percentage of agents being snitches is way higher than nudists, so that will definitely be. So I don't know that they'll really have to go real far because those big competitive I mean, you're downtown New York with your $40 million properties and one big agent crabbing out. They're for sure gonna
Do they
snitch
really
on each
care
other.
about Zillow though?
No,
Like, to
but
be honest, they have their own private website and their own private. I
Yeah.
don't know that
Right.
Zillow even care, or that the client or the MLS, any of those people are actually going to care about a $20 million.
Probably
At the
not.
end of the day, I feel like it's just the 1%.
It's like a
continuing
money
to be the
grab.
1%.
Yeah, yep.
Like,
So yeah, but I mean, even around here, we know there's companies that kind of lean into the different rules and use different things and stuff like that. So there's going to be someone that are going to play this game, and there's going to be an agent that's going to report it, and I feel that's not going to be a good thing to.
How are they going to prove it?
I don't know. Sure.
I mean, I could say, hey, that property's not on the market, but
I mean, I'm sure they can scrape. I mean, because Zillow is a broker. I mean, they're a real estate company. I mean, they have access to all the MLSs. I mean, they're
yeah,
a
but
legitimate
I
real
guess
estate
that
company.
documentation doesn't really go to anybody but us.
But if it doesn't show up, if they're able to figure it out, like if it's not, I don't know. I'm trying to think how they would do it. I'm sure that AI. I'm sure there's some way they can scrape information and see what has been posted, not. So they'll be watching. We won't be doing it, but
because I guess
leave us alone, Zillow.
If it's private, you wouldn't post it on social media and stuff, correct?
Well, but that's what they're saying is you can do that then.
Okay.
So you can, If it's just a delayed listing, like we've done that. A house just isn't ready to go on the market. It's not necessarily coming soon. It's just like a delayed marketing on the property. They're just getting it ready. We're working on that. But that would be different than us listing the property, us actively sending out emails. You're allowed to now do that then with this rule change. You can market the home. You just can't put it, there's different things around it, but you can actively try to find a buyer for it, but it doesn't go into the MLS or it doesn't go active onto the other website. So
still brings me back to the whole, do we need one universal MLS? Is Zillow
right?
Like our one universal or realtor or homes.com? Are they our one?
Sure.
Should there be? Should there not be?
I think that's what they're trying to be. I think Zillow, homes.com, realtor.com, they want to be the national MLS. I mean, they basically are, but all of us dumb agents and dumb brokerages can't play nice in a sandbox and come up with a big, Ohio-wide or, statewide, regional-wide MLS. I don't necessarily need to look up listings in California or maybe that one in Georgia. I'll look that one up maybe. But, but other than that, regionally would make sense to maybe by state. I don't know. All right. Anyways, Warren Buffett. Move to him here real quick. It's your best friend, Brian, right? Listen to all his advice.
All these warnings.
So he I won't play the video here now, but so he's saying don't buy a house is basically what he's getting at too. So, but the reason he's saying that is because it's so much easier to buy stocks. So I've listened to a couple of his speeches here lately going on to that. They're much more liquid. They're much more accessible. People are always waiting for that big bubble to bust in real estate. I'm going to wait for stuff to crash. I'm going to buy me up a bunch of real estate and I'm going to be a millionaire. His argument is at the same time, stocks usually crash just as hard or harder, recoup a lot faster than the real estate market. So they gain their value back and they're a lot more liquid. You can sell them and move them quite a bit then. So I think he still lives in the same house he bought like when he was 12.
I was going to say, we should also look up how many other vacation homes he owns.
Right, probably a ton.
Right.
So I'm sure it's quite a bit. But yeah, he does a long term. He goes, anyone with a long term perspective, the stock market usually has much bigger gains, a lot easier, much more liquid, a lot easier to purchase than going out and try to buy real estate. So, well, even like some of the financial advisors we talk like that then too. It's just easier to make money in the stock market, I guess. But you got Warren Buffett, who owns one of the biggest real estate companies in the world, is saying don't go buy real estate, apparently. That just blows my mind.
Yeah, insane.
I don't know why you do that. So I guess put all your money in stocks. Hope it doesn't crash. So I got a kick out of that. He's an interesting individual, and he obviously knows what he's doing because he's got quite a few more billions than I do. So considering I have no billions, but
and it looks like a Coca-Cola sponsorship.
Yes. Oh, probably right then too. Well, I'm sure he owns half of Coke stock probably. Or something.
Yeah.
So.
Where's your cup today?
Yeah.
Ah, my bad.
I
already had my coffee. We're late today.
Yeah, you're not getting that then too. So, I think we hit everything, guys. We hit the Nudist. We hit Warren Buffett, NAR, hating on them apparently. We don't mean to. I mean, NAR, they do a good job. I guess to just be clear. I mean, I think they do what they can in a very tough environment. It just is. I don't know, just quit changing the rules.
Yeah.
On everything.
Let us go.
It's exhausting.
Let us live.
Right, yeah.
I haven't even been doing this for 40 years. I can't imagine what everybody's been through. It's overwhelming.
When you talk to those agents that have been doing it for 30, 40 years, I mean, it's got to be, at that point, I mean, I guess retire already. What are you doing?
You just throw in the towel. I'm so over all these rule changes. You can't even sell real estate because you're dealing with all these little tidbits of nuances.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and then where it's just going to get even worse. Sean was just talking about the AI agents and things like that.
Yes.
For how long are you actually going to be talking to a real person? You're going to hit go on Zillow or something, and you're going to get some AI agent that's not even a real person.
Can you repeat that?
Yeah.
How can I help you with that?
And they're still kind of terrible. I mean, you can kind of tell, but I think they'll only get better.
Yeah.
So
scary.
Yeah, for sure.
We got to stop programming them for free.
Right. Yeah, let's all turn our phones off. Let's whatever. All right, well, we'll call that good. We've got still equipment malfunctions. We're still working on getting stuff situated here. We're getting better and better all the time. We got some stuff we want to work on screen sharing. So I think it'll only improve. I think we'll get cool. We'll probably screw a lot of stuff up and break stuff. I almost dropped some curse words here. We'll leave that at that.
Not on the Nudist episode.
Yeah, let's say we'll leave that go. All right, that's episode 41 in the bag. We'll see you on 42. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you later.